This is our stunning American Samoa, home of KVZK TV.
Alia tungalunga le fionga le presidente lo monta ma walunga tu sayo le uti lo ia nga luwe le tunu. Fisiringe se tupe fa nganga mo overtime yo li mata mai tai leo longa le talo tupe fa so le nei tu sanga. Ma se fulu afele tupe wata fia se li tu ingo le fai winga mata ngai se teni titi e se fulu ona tu sanga le metua. O te whaatalo whātu le mai mo mai o le tātua tunu o le nei vāenga o le awhiawhi e talitonu sa asolonga le nei aso i whiau mga luenga tū te mawhaiva sa whapeo na whenga iai. Usi mai le mai moa i tala nei mai lau KVZK tu sa o atu ma le tātua ofisa i whangatongo. E to muatu le nei awhiawhi o siringia le awhionga le presidente le maota mawalunga i atua olo mana i a fruen. Se ngā yoinga le whaalabra tonga loia Amerika Samoa. E ave se tu alalo le whaamasino sili e whaatangai loia mai Samoa tuto tasi o na ngā lua i Amerika Samoa. O se vaenga le nei o saunoanga le awhionga le presidente i le tae ona li la.
Ari utu ele se whaukuanga le pa association le whaamasino sili whakangangi lo ia e mai poru, so sangin ka upuri. Il kau fo ia whapika, e aranga o whai akunga. A kusi akur whamsino siri ko vanga si mela kopi me whangwhikalai ai u. E winga le public defender, ko kasirkanga kai rem whai e ia nga handle. Ko e mai fwoi markusi e whamsino siri au kuso la suli. E lei asa kari ko ofisa. Whawhialanga solve le problem le pa whapeo le kau whiwhime. Lar ko ngari iu ngar pa association. En whainfo kukai whamsino siri. Pere ka kara le bangoa. Peo mai lo ie polo sit ka ko pa i anga wa ai practice ai. Angor kimi ngo ingo vai lo yo puru mai practice ya ka ko ele va ula mar vanga la me wai la me wala ko ka fi
I le saunoanga na whionga le lo ia sile tu sai ma le nei lava mata au po le taimi nei e whaingatā tele na la asia le leina so ta ele whaatino ino ngā ruenga wha le public defender ma lo ia le malo ai na saunoa tua o le whapea.
Level mel na utu te mam la mai le nga la fo mui private la tu ele o lava tupe ele o lava kupe ko ngela ko wala ko private sa o menga ke mai ai la se wala o ko fo me ele mfailanga nga haya se kampangi lo ia wan menga i mo nga masenga ave ku ngai malanga vanga la mele fai fa penga le HPP kala e fa ko ka o fa ma solo i ke si ole I lai penny o menga wala ko mo fa pui a fa e kasi public defender fa fenga sava el public defender ko kasi problem ni ka nga haya la ni si lo es ko kere public defender
o le mel na o lai tom fai I le teimili na I le 1970s ia sa mawhai e tui nei ia ma ngā tā girl na whaatino ngā wenga I le teimili nei I ofiso lo ia lai ai I tua ia o le matua whainga tā lava o na lātou whaatino ina le ngā wenga I le se teimi whawau po le continuously
Sa vaenga le loilonga le teimo le tala wha so le tupe a le official lawyer sili le tau na leila. O le mataupui over taimi a lo leo isi a vaenga na mafuri iai le loilonga le talo le tupe wha soa a le matanga luenga le puipuinga le loto I whaile le so e peono o atuai le fionga le komisina o leo le fono tu whatasi a le mauta mawalunga wha apema le mautu sui. O atunga lunga o finangalo sui mamalu, o na leo ese vaenga le talo le tupe wha so upatino I over taimi a leo. O se au te lenga le neo le reporti, mai a Gregory Kuresa Nansen.
O le mataupi over taimi o leo e leo se taimi mua nei ua fasiringi ai ma o le so na toi langa ai e sui mamalu le lava mataupu o no le populenga o sui mamalu o nisi nei o te ngata whaingaruenga le malo lo tau tuturi over taimi a e tusai ma le tala o le tupe whaaso soa e peo na tui nātu I le so e leo iei se vai ngā tupe o whaanganga e tutongi ai e over taimi ma o fisiri lea sa fasiringi ai le komisina o leo I a le fiti pese.
O e whaalongo inga pēr le kangi kui o ngai leo. Leo ua wawa ai aku I kūlanga o kako pākeki. Pon mea o wha mole po ua whaanganga se lengi mo le kokongi ngā o tia o ngai leo. O le mafuanga o ngā le kamwhaile ka o fiofi ia leo. Inga ruenga lo whianga iai ma le awa kere wha mole lava whaatui. Po iai se lengi ua whaanganga mo le o tia o le kako leo pākeki o iai ngei. Wha mole.
Hafkai lava le siri la fionga le li fai pule e ongo le opa kaimi e leo se mea mau kingoa o ngā maua leo so mā ka ofi whapea a kongoe se mea wa lei mā ngā waa le lei lea kulanga pe a sau foi lea it's a supplementary advice o ngā mauai leo se ngā se lengi e whinga ngalo iai le iale whono e whaanganga mo o wakaimi o leo whawhakai lama o le fuafuanga maro ngā ma fuafuanga ngā mo lumungai.
I le finangalo le susunga I le li whai pule o le tani lava lea I taimi uma e awina atua I le paketi o le lava o le seseleni ma o le au ngā leo whonatanga whaapea e sila fiai fo I e sui mamalu ma whai iai se fuafuanga I le saunoanga le komisina, o lo iei se fuafuanga a tono se taimi o iluma, o le a maua mai iai se tala o le tupe whaaso soa e whai iai le atulanga. O le substation I whanga I tua I le ulama leo, ona o le tu SSA no le Marine Patrol, Search and Rescue, o SAI si leo. O le a fionga le seretoi a malai pule fuenga molinga, na saunoa e whaapea o overtaimi o leo, o leva na tatau o na iloa I le ofisa vaitau. E mo mia wha solo a toai le tautua leo wha tainga o le vai taimi o le fua ma isi taimi pisi o le kālena wha le tausanga ai fōringa mai I leo iai lava se tupe o wha anganga I lano le tupe wha sosua I tutongi ai leo.
O le mena I owa keimi o leo. O se le fia leia e le fia o komsinga ma lau sunga vele le a whai o aso malo lo wha kula whangoinga tausanga. O le an me le include i kongo le pakeki ku faso so i kausanga umalava o wa kaimi o Christmasi, kausanga fou, ma kausanga o whau ungo whangau. O asola e a fo e, ma le asor fua. Asola i o nau whakula fong. O le an me le a renga le propose i kongo o wa kaimi o malo o whionga o yo, o le vaenga kālanga luenga leo leo. Wa lau si le whiauru, e lau whionga. O kaimi la io lau whakula fong, o kaimi kaunga kono. E le whainga leo, o kaimi leo, kaimi a so marolo, uma o whakula fong. O le anan me le including ai kongo le pakeki. Le an me whainga inga mea. Ma le koe kausua fwe se kupe konga eo, o kaimi leo, pia umu whakingo i anga luenga eo.
Ai na sau nori si sunga ia vele.
O mata wola wale, a mau mo tu mai e tau pai ei o na a mai le mata paketi, o le mo le mau hoi le vaianga paketi.
Alau so songi atu. O la si la fia la whionga le kovanga, si la fia le kai o ku faso soa ale malo kulmangua. O aso le umang whakula fong. E aplikei le malo e kongi o wakai meu, ngaka lalo kula fong. Wala kau sango o le mele ko fai mai o le ceiling lau se mai el pakeki ma. A ke le yo le whawhinga unga a la whionga le komsinga marko ofisa kaunga fai.
E pātai atu, ia, o tūlanga nā, o le ia te au, le mātou fo i tape o ntau fai atu, la whionga le komsina, se mātou supplemento. Awa, e pe e moni ai le sau, noanga le, a whionga le santoa. A le ai me e tonu, e mū lava le paketi, pe lau tūlanga o tausanga nei, e mu o lo si la fia po el vaenga al pake e le ipati dinga ni holiday work e se mai lo wata ni holiday work i lalo tu la fon
O isi vaenga sa whapeo na whaatau uina i sui mamalu o le tūlanga lea i ofisa leo i whangai tua ta funa whapea ma leone. O le finangalo sui mamalu ina ia sila le matanga ruenga i vaenga i mawhai ai o na whaade leia i au au nanga. E na o le se lautou le se furu leo whaatau tō o lo o tautua le teminei e pe o na whaalia le komisina ma o moomia le whainga luenga i no nisi leo o no le whaalinga le komisina i le mauta i le so o nisi ofisa o leo e pe o whangai tua e tele ina tāpuni o nei le ulava le au whainga ruenga. O Gregory Coressa Nansen, mo tala lau KVZK.
Ua ta otu nei de mauta maualunga se pili mawhai e fita retire wa a tole sa lau pasene o le tautua whao pengaina a United States o na au mai ta avale i Amerika Samoa e au norma le togino se la fonga i nei ta avale. O le nei pili o sa ia inga fau o le au fia i le vaenga sfultasi mo ta au pasifulu o la fonga o lo whao du fale mai le atunu e fita retire. E sa vaenga o le nei pili o lo ta uai wa taunga ta le tau ma le tautuaina o tangata o Amerika Samoa ma le United States le wha maoni ma o matua wha manu e nai le tele mai o nanga nei fita tuai ma o le tele o taimi e le o le leile tau i o nei fita tuai mo la toa o nanga ma le wha e o la fonga mo ta avale wha udu whale mai e fita tuai e ona tula e mai e se wha fita li mo fita retire ma tautua so tai se lau pasene o fita tuai ma ia wha anga fua fita tuai mai le tongino la fonga mo ta avale o e tase le a whai na tele ai tupe maua le territory ma o fita retire ma tautua so tai se lau pasene o fita tuai e tele so na sao le atina eina o le tamau ainga ma tupulanga whai mai o Amerika Samoa. Tātou reporti mai le whaamasnonga e whaasfulona tausanga sa tama o tawhia nei le to ese i tua inga e whaasanga le whaio ni winga mātanga e sa teini titi e sa fulona tausanga le matua e sa fulu wafe tā la le tupe ua whaatonoina le whaamasnonga e tutongi lea ua mōlia e te tala i tua tāli ai le teimio lana mata upu e ono mōlianga lo mōlia ai le nei alii ia maalona Ioane e lua mōlianga o le whaio winga mātanga o le wha o lima le tūlanga momua ma le tūlanga tolo ma le whaio ni ngā ioinga e ono lamati ai le soifo se te maititi. O le nei wha lavlavena tūlai mai nei masina ua whasiringa e sui o le aonga o loo aonga ai le watangi i le whamatalanga le watangi nei leo. O le masina o se masina o le sasanga na te nei a o ianga i atu le whale na whaia ia le wa mōlia nei winga ia te ia. Na whamatala i le watangi no na tinga le mea sa tupu o na sotai mai leo no na tina i le wa mōlia ai peitai na te ena maalona nei tua inga whaasanga ia te ia. o le aso lava lea na o atuai malona to lua le fale o le watangi ma whaato esa ia tu sai o le mena tupu na whailo fo ia le watangi leo o le masina Iulai o le tausanga lua afe lua sfumaltasi na whai ai fo ia malona nisi winga matanga ia te ia. I nisi utala na whaalia le ofiso su tusi ni whaale tonu le whaangaio ia le ofiso tangata tā whao mai mo mai whafo i le tolu tausanga whaale tupasa soo o se au te lenga le nei o le reporti.
E mana o mia su tusi le su ina utulanga o wha mabonga tupe ma wha mtalanga le ofisa o tangata tā whao mai mo mai whafo po le American Samoa Visitors Bureau i le titi fo ma le fantasi le tupsanga. E pe ona sila fio le sini au tua le su tusi o le iloina leo pulenga wha alotu i whale mo le tausisi o whainga wha vae o tau lumanga ma tula fono le ofisa. O le toi iloina o reporti wha le kuata o wha tinonga na wha liai le telo ngā luenga wha tino le ofisa. E pe ona wha amonia i le telo wha matalanga o lo reporti ai le anga i lumo le wha leo ngā luenga wha tino. Ai pitai na lantu wha iloina vaenga te tau na wha leia i le wha tulanga o lo iai nei. E pe ona sila fio le whaatinoina o reporti le official tangata mai moa mai whafo i le ise i longa tala whengai mo le whaamaunia o whaamtalanga li putia. Na mawaina fo i le so itusi le vaenga i mo miai le sila le ofisa ono le lavo whainga whaavae mata iala mo le whaatinoina o ana fuafuanga. O le reporti ala so itusi na fautoi nai se ta iala la tamai le ofisa ina ia manino ai o lo muli tai le whaatinoina o whaamtalanga tusia e tusai malo le tula fono. O lo manino fo i le reporti ala ofisa tangata ta whao mai mo mai whafo mo tupsanga wha le tupe tolu le an wha wina ia se tema lo na so tolu se fulo le tupsanga na te nei na wha ilo mai ai le anto toa o na usita ia le komiti whafoe ia whaatinoina o ana tiu tema mata whaioi e pe o na wha lia i le tula fono e le ngata i leo vaenga o ta ua operating procedures ua mai ale teimi e ao ngai.
Ia mali tātou tala muli tātou tala mai ia pia. Wa amatane ona tūla ili whamasinonga leo o Samoa e whai masui o e sa waina nei lo le whaalaulango i loia le ofisa o le loia sili o le ute loia ngā le ofisa o le loia sili Samoa. Na whaalia le komisino leo ia wa paau longo i tino Filipo whapea. Wa sauni le vaenga leo Samoa e whaia lea tūlanga e ale sa talusanga mai le ofisa o le loia sili. Is a reporting mai le Samoa Observer lo ta uai o lo i Samoa ni leo mai ni usila e wha mai ala vaenga lona lua o onga mo leo pe a whaia o atu le whaamasinonga mo le whaia o ia whaamasinonga. Usi mele mai moa i le tātou report le nei le talo na tau mo Amerika Samoa le nei a fiafi. Ia o tala na mena tupu ilo watunu ule ne yaso la tomo wantu seisi o whaapoponga ile aso a taiao la whaisi na malolonga pupu a toi tali mai na winatu leo tātu tala i ngana Peritania. You're watching the news from KVZK TV live right here from our Whangatongo studios. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with your news in English right after this. Senate President Tualo Manayafruen questions the lack of action by the American Samoa Bar Association. Long-standing issue of police overtime was discussed during the department's budget hearing today. And a man charged in a sex case held on bail of $10,000. Talofa and welcome back. You're watching the news from KVZK TV live from our studios in Whangatongo. Senate President Tualo Manayafruen has queried why the American Samoa Bar Association has not taken any action regarding the lack of lawyers in the Public Defender's Office. Tualo made the comments during the joint budget hearing for the Attorney General's budget today. He said the local Bar Association should appeal to the Chief Justice to reconsider his policy on admitting only U.S. bar members to the local bar to practice in the territory. According to Tuaolo, the cause of the mounting cases pending before the court is due to the lack of PDs and, as a result, overcrowding of the Tafuna Correctional Facility. He said the Chief Justice wrote to the Governor in June with a follow-up letter this month regarding only one public defender representing hundreds of criminal cases. Tuaolo asked why the local bar has yet to appeal to the Chief Justice to reconsider his policy and allow lawyers from independent Samoa to take the bar exam and practice in the territory as previously. In response, Attorney General Fainulele Falefatu Aleli Mautu explained that the Governor's office is hiring a new public defender and will be advertising this position soon. The same is applied to prosecutors. He said private lawyers have been tasked to represent members of the public. Tuaolo intervened and said that that was not the issue. The predicament faced by the public defender now is that they need manpower, so why not open the opportunity to allow foreign lawyers to practice in the territory? Tuaolo then suggested the Bar Association appeal to the Chief Justice to open the door for lawyers from Samoa to alleviate this long-standing issue. Additionally, numerous Samoan lawyers have law degrees that can be hired to practice locally. However, Fainulele said that despite the fact that there are many Samoan lawyers in Samoa, their law degrees are equivalent to that of a bachelor's. In contrast, lawyers in the U.S. have Juris Doctorate degrees. There is a huge difference, he said. According to Fainulele, to practice law in America, first, you must get a law degree, another 3 years to get your jurisprudence doctorate, take the bar examination to determine if you have passed the bar. Only then can you practice in America and its territories. It is a complex process, said Fainulele. He said that the Chief Justice is trying to protect the integrity of the lawyer's profession in American Samoa. Fainulele then asked the Senate President if this could be addressed at the leader level. The Chief Justice was adamant about this policy at his discretion. It comes down to his decision, said Fainulele. Problems with the Department of Public Safety's overtime have come up again during the Department of Public Safety's hearing this morning. Police Commissioner Lefiti Pese told the Whono's joint budget hearings that the Department of Public Safety's planned to submit a written request for additional funds to cover, among other things, police officers' overtime. Here is more from Gregory Kuresa Nelson.
The lack of appropriate funding for the Department of Public Safety's operation was at the center of the Senate and House joint budget hearing this morning, specifically overtime. Police Commissioner Lefiti Pese said the department needs funding to pay for police officers' overtime. It is not a new issue. Despite efforts to secure funding, it has been a challenge. Lefiti did not elaborate on the difficulties, but revealed that his office would submit a supplemental proposal to pay police overtime. Lefiti said an increase in the police department's operating budget would allow them to pay for overtime pay at the same time fill the vacant position. Senator Malaipule Fuenga Molinga pointed out this issue is familiar, yet every year the budget proposed for approval does not include overtime payment, which is a long-standing matter. Malaipule explained that it has been the norm that police officers not get paid for overtime work due to the lack of funds, despite the fact that there are many times throughout the year that officers worked around the clock, pointing to Flag Day events when officers must continue to work overtime as enforcement officers. According to Malaipule, the DPS finance team should know this by now, and yet it does not appear as if it is being appropriately addressed. He said overtime should be included in the budget annually. Accompanied by Commissioner Lefiti, the Public Safety's Finance Manager, Puni Vele, told senators that he would look into this, adding plans to review the department's operation and reminding them of the complexities of police work. He said that we're asked to do everything they can with the resources they have.
A bill pending in the House of Representatives would create a new provision within the Title 11, Chapter 10, excise tax on imports. The proposed measure would allow retired military veterans and 100% service-connected veterans of the United States Armed Services to import motor vehicles into American Samoa without paying taxes on these vehicles. According to the bill, the American Samoa's retired military veterans and 100% service-connected veterans of the United States Armed Services have paid a heavy price and have served the people of American Samoa and the United States of America with faithful service. According to the bill, the public has significantly benefited from the assistance of these veterans, and often these veterans are not adequately compensated for their services. Imposing the tax for vehicles imported by veterans can pose a hardship for retired and 100% service-connected veterans. However, exempting veterans from paying the tax for one car would not substantially affect the territory's revenues. The retired military and 100% service-connected veterans contribute significantly to the economic development and income generation of American Samoa. This exemption applies to imported motor vehicles, bicycles, and automobiles, trucks or vans that have been sold, given, or donated to a retired military or 100 service-connected veterans of the armed services. In our news from the court, a 46-year-old man is held on bail of $10,000 over sexual claims involving a 16-year-old girl. Malona Ioane appeared in the district court this week and is facing 6 criminal charges. 2 charges of each sexual abuse, first-degree assault, third-degree, and endangering the welfare of a child. Court filings say the sexual claims came to light when the victim was observed with significant changes in her behavior during school last year in October. School officials queried the girl, and it was then revealed that she was a victim of sexual abuse. Officials then referred the victim to the Catholic Service for assistance 3 days later. The social worker, along with the victim and her mother, lodged a criminal complaint with the police against Ma'alona. The victim told police in September last year on her way home the defendant called out to her and grabbed her from behind at an abandoned shack. It's alleged he kissed her on the neck. The girl went home and told her mother. The mother contacted the defendant, but he denied the sexual claims. However, later that day, the defendant and his wife went to the victim's residence and apologized for what occurred. She further told the police that a previous incident occurred in July 2021. She was hanging out with his 12-year-old daughter at the defendant's residence, and it's alleged Ma'alona touched the victim inappropriately. The defendant denied the sexual claims against him. The Audit Office uncovered deficiencies within the operation of the American Samoa Visitors Bureau for 3 consecutive financial years. Here's more from Joyeda Fengai Mali.
The auditors are required to examine the condition of financial records and accounts of the Samoa Visitors Bureau at least once a year. Its crucial role is preserving our culture and traditions through its activities and initiatives. The primary objectives of this audit were to evaluate internal controls for compliance with applicable policies, procedures, laws, and regulations. The review of quarterly performance reports revealed that the Bureau has done significant work, as evidenced by a considerable array of information reporting progress towards improved performance. However, they have identified areas for improvement with the present arrangement. Although there are efforts toward establishing a practical approach, the Visitors Bureau needs an overall guiding framework for competitiveness. Standards or methodology have been introduced to engender consistency, or the methods used to produce such information. For instance, according to the Bureau's marketing manager, the Bureau has no marketing plan. The Visitors Bureau reporting system lacks a proper assessment and validation of reported information. As a result, whatever statement is said had not been subject to a board review. Absence of regular board meetings and no documented minutes. It is anomalous that performance information goes unvalidated. The audit also found areas that require the Bureau's attention due to the lack of policies and procedures. Accordingly, the audit report recommended the Visitors Bureau update and complete written policies and procedures to ensure processes are by internal controls and with the American Samoa Code annotated. The Bureau's performance audits for 3 fiscal years ending September 30th last year outlined the board did not fully comply with its duties and responsibilities as indicated in the code. Also, the board members may have potential conflicts of interest driven by their involvement in the travel industry in American Samoa. Furthermore, the auditors noted the Bureau's standard operating procedures are outdated, and the Visitors Bureau did not satisfactorily prepare accounts payable voucher forms. Also, the Bureau's employees did not comply with established travel policies in all instances. Joyera Fiangai Mali'i with KVZK News.
89 News from Apia. Samoa police will start prosecuting domestic violence cases in September due to the shortage of lawyers with the Attorney General's office. Police Commissioner Awa Pa'au Longitino Filippo said police prosecution is ready to take on the task and was requested by the Attorney General's office. Meanwhile, the Samoa Observer reports the New Zealand police have been in the country to conduct the second phase of the prosecuting training for police officers. It's time now to look at the weather for American Samoa. And that's your news and your weather. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.